hot does it feel?
Well, it's not too hot to work on.
Okay. It was probably okay. Probably okay. What encouraging words to live by. Almost like nominally more safe. Anyway, little update on the Corvair. Last video I did on it, which I think all three of you have watched. Some new good friends of ours pushed me back in the yard with it and trying to diagnose what went wrong there. It was clearly a problem with fuel delivery. So I went through the fuel delivery system all over again, ended up replacing the fuel pump, only to discover it was out of gas. Lying fuel gauge, honestly. I think it was reading a quarter of a tank. Don't regret it though, because though that fuel pump seemed to be pumping well, the car was last road in 1988. So who knows how often that fuel pump had been replaced in the meantime, but I suspect not at all. So what we've done, we did that. Took it around the block after that, knocking and pinging and no power. So went ahead and retimed it, leaving less power, no longer knocking and pinging. Now we've adjusted the dwell, and right now we're trying to rebalance the carbs since playing with everything's out of whack, trying to get idle back and get everything synced back up again. Once we get everything synced back up again, and idle where it needs to be. And right now, before it wouldn't idle below 900 RPM, it's now idling nice at 600 RPM. So we're obviously getting it in. And it's this little fiddly stuff that doesn't make very good video that is the most time consuming and is what most people don't do and is the big impact on why these cars end up sitting after a while. So, and this is the thing, doing this stuff is really iterative on these old cars because we got the idle set, now we're playing with the ignition timing. We got the carbs matched, it's back and forth, back and forth. You got to keep touching everything until it's just right. And that's the reason why this is called a tune-up, because you're tuning the engine. This is really what old school tuning is to try and get everything dialed in where it needs to be. And as you touch one thing, it affects everything else, and you got to keep walking around doing everything again and again and again. And the adjustments get smaller and smaller and smaller, so everything is just right where it needs to be, within the parameters they need to be. And then you got a real sweet running vehicle. The trick is you have to do this every 5 to 10,000 miles, probably closer to 5 than 10. So anyways. So, there you have it. First wash in 40 years, first drive around the block without it being a total turd. It is mechanically a driver, though since it starts, it stops, and it turns. So, it steers, and it shifts. So, it is, from a mechanical perspective, it's a driver. The electrical side, not so much. So what's next for us with Corvy? Tomorrow's the Pomona swap meet. We do like this car quite a bit. It's a neat car. We really think Corvair, a lot of Corvairs, in spite of what Ralph Nader has attempted to convince us over the decades. These are truly remarkable cars, and were a hell of a gamble that Chevy took in the early 60s. Regardless, we've got way too many projects and way too many cars here at the Pit Stop Ranch. And this Corvy here, the next step is a complete rewire. He's gone from frunk to trunk, and all the wiring, all the original wiring that has been hacked on, and all of the hacked up wiring that has been put in parallel to bypass the hacked up original wiring needs to be stripped out, and a new complete wiring harness needs to be put in. That's not that complicated of a project in a car like this. And at this point here, we really want to move on to some other projects that might be more interesting to you guys, and if not, more interesting to us. So we're going to be looking to sell Corvy here. If any of you are interested, on our About page is our contact information, email address, Pontiac1968mb@gmail.com. Send us a message. We'll talk price. Meanwhile, we'll throw this up on Facebook Marketplace and see if we can get a buyer at Pomona, and move Corvy along. So thank you for watching, and if you haven't done so already and you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe if you're haven't done so already. Really appreciate it. And until next time, have a Corvair-tastic day.